Watch Lisa Bell weekdays on News 6 starting at 4 p.m. Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at 4 p.m.
We begin with breaking news. The South Causeway in New Smyrna Beach is closed. 5 cars crashed around 1:30 this afternoon. We've learned Volusia deputies tried to stop a reckless driver when they took off toward the bridge. Minutes later, we're told that car crashed into the other cars. 2 people, including the driver, were rushed to the hospital. Sky 6 showing the long line of traffic as drivers try to reroute around the area. Police just let us know South Causeway will be closed for an extended period of time as they investigate. We'll be sure to let you know when it reopens.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. This is News 6 at 4. I'm Lisa Bell.
And I'm Emily McLeod in for Ginger. We are hitting the road to Oviedo this week, tackling the stories that matter to you. News 6's Matt Austin is there live right now. Matt, what can you tell us? You're out there in Oviedo today, joining us live.
It's a beautiful day out here in Oviedo, too, and all week long we're going to share the stories about this beautiful place in Oviedo, Seminole County, just out east of Orlando. Many people love this place. I've talked to a lot of folks out here. You move here for 2 reasons. You love the schools. They have great schools out here, and they also love that small town charm that it's had for a really long time. Now it's growing a lot, and there are some growing pains that come with that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to highlight the history, the hidden gems out here in Oviedo. I'm at Center Lake Park. I'm going to be live out here all evening. This is where Oviedo is going to celebrate its 100th birthday, and it's looking good at 100. We're also going to talk about the Oviedo chickens. Where'd they go? Everybody's asking us, what happened to the chickens? We are going to get to the bottom of that in this show in just a few minutes, but first I'm going to send it back into the ladies with the day's news.
Well, it looks like a beautiful afternoon out there in Oviedo. Thank you, Matt. And turning to weather, where things are heating up right now.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything in the forecast. Meteorologist Julie Broughton is pinpointing it all for us. Julie?
We're talking about a lot of heat as we roll through the next several days. And as expected, I know if you were with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos this morning, she was talking about those showers and storms popping up during the late afternoon hours, sea breeze driven. And so we are seeing our west coast sea breeze producing a few of those showers. For those of you in Sumter County that will be moving into Lake County, we can go in a little bit closer for you on the radar and show you who is getting hit with some of that heavy rain and a lot of lightning. So this is approaching the Center Hill area, moving over toward Webster. If you're in areas like Hawthorne, you'll see some of this moving into your area in the next 25 minutes or so. We are talking about heavy rain where you see the areas of yellow, orange, and red on the radar. Quite a bit of lightning. And as our sea breezes collide later this afternoon, especially south of I-4, that is where we could see some really strong storms. I will be here throughout the afternoon watching that for you. We'll talk more about that and all the heat in the forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Julie. Developing right now, we're learning more about a devastating shooting in Deltona. Deputies say a man killed his ex-wife and then killed himself after leading deputies on a chase through Central Florida that ended in a crash. But now we're learning there was a lot leading up to this. News 6's Molly Reed tells us more. Molly, thank you. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, you can call the number on your screen, the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That number is 1-800-799-7233. It's available 24 hours a day. We have more resources available on clickorlando.com.
A mother and her boyfriend accused of killing her 10-year-old son chose not to appear in court today to be arraigned on murder charges, but the boy's aunt was there on his behalf.
We plan to show up to every single one. He didn't deserve that. Like, you took away a young child's life. You took him away from his father. You took him away from his brother.
10-year-old Xavier Williams died last month after a month in critical condition from what police call unimaginable abuse. The boy's mom, Kimberly Mills, and her boyfriend, Andre Walker, are both charged with second-degree murder. All right, we want to check back in now with News 6 anchor Matt Austin. He is live in Oviedo, where WKMG is hitting the road all week.
And Matt, we asked our neighbors in Oviedo what they want us to check out. One viewer wrote in, the free-roaming chickens and peacocks make Oviedo unique. Matt, you've been digging into this. Tell us, what did you find out?
Okay, so the old story goes that back in the 80s, a truck with a crate of chickens was driving around downtown Oviedo. The crate falls off. the chickens start roaming free. Next thing you know, eggs are hatching, and 40 years of wild chickens ensued. But recently, people started wondering, where are the Oviedo chickens? So we decided to go on Expedition Chicken.
Downtown Oviedo is covered in pictures of poultry.
We're looking for the chickens. Hey ladies, you guys know about the chickens around here? Am I in the right spot?
But the real deal is hard to find these days.
You'd see them anytime you were downtown Oviedo. You would see them everywhere. And now I rarely see them.
I think they've been absconded because they're needed for eggs, and people are going to keep them in their backyard for eggs because they're so pricey.
Were the chickens absconded? My search started behind the famous Townhouse restaurant.
Do you think I'm going to find a chicken today?
If they're not out here, then maybe not, unless they come out of there. I know they go in there a lot, so.
Chicken? What noise do you make to get a chicken? I don't know.
No luck. So we crossed the road, as chickens sometimes do.
Looking for chickens.
The antique store called The Coop and the restaurant Santorini also chickenless, just old signs telling people not to feed the absent chickens. The only fowl I could find
I sell so much chicken stuff. So if you need a chicken,
were knockoffs inside the My Oviedo store.
it is what makes Oviedo Oviedo, and that's what bothers so many people.
So to find out what happened to Oviedo's beloved chickens,
It was a scandal.
I called the mayor, Megan Sladek.
So when I've been walking around asking people about chickens, it feels like a touchy subject.
It is a little bit. So like all living creatures, chickens poop. And that is really what this whole thing hinges on.
Got to talk about poop today on the news. It is the apex of my journalism career.
The mayor says the chickens were considered a nuisance to some of the local businesses. They were pooping all over the place. Legally, the owner of the property has a right to get rid of nuisance animals.
And they were humanely removed from the properties where they were most abundant.
Humanely removed sounds like killed, so hopefully they weren't killed.
The city had nothing to do with it, so
Okay.
There's private property rights, and they are considered livestock. So they are not protected as, migratory birds or anything like that. So just one night they just all disappeared.
Oviedo has changed a lot in the last 40 years. More construction, more people, less room for that old small town charm and the chickens.
The chickens are gone. There's more business in, more hipstery, less rural. Is that what this story is? Really the change of Oviedo?
You hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head with that. It absolutely is about, we have changed, but it was against our will. It was against the population's will. And so that's the bigger problem. Again, is we're losing our identity as the sleepy, rural, suburban town. And that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah. Okay, so I did reach out to the family who owns that land where some of those businesses are located. It's the Evans family. I've reached out to them. I've emailed them. I've called them. I even stopped by the business today and nobody answered. So the invitation is open if they would like to tell us what exactly happened to those chickens. I am all ears, and we'll do a follow-up story right away. But so that is the answer. It is hard to find chickens around here, ladies, in Oviedo, and they are on every piece of art, every sign, every Oviedo merch somehow has a chicken on it around here.
Yeah, Matt, it makes me wonder, what if someone just decided to buy some more chickens and then let them run around their property?
Okay, that's a good question, and I asked the mayor about that. There are some rumblings, we'll say, of people who want to, when all of the construction is gone, maybe at a public park instead of where there are businesses and outdoor seating for restaurants, maybe they can somehow bring the chickens back in some sort of capacity, but that is all, there's a lot that has to happen, a lot of planning that has to go into that. It probably won't be for a very long time.
Well, and you said something, when all the construction is done. I don't think construction will ever be done in Oviedo. There's always going to be some type of construction.
We'll say maybe more infrastructure will be in. There's nothing official yet, I can tell you that, but there are plenty of people who would love to see those chickens, or some chickens, back in Oviedo, because it really is. It does represent the town, and it's something cool and different.
Their disappearance definitely ruffling a lot of feathers. Matt, thank you. We cut him off. And I'll be out in Oviedo tomorrow. I cannot wait, getting another look at the sights and addressing your concerns doing our newscast. I have a great story coming up tomorrow about baseball in Oviedo. It's huge out there. So the final push to get voters to the polls in one congressional district.
Election day in District 6 is tomorrow, and this race has some pretty big implications, how it could shift the balance of power in Washington. Coming up next.
News 6 Insider is sponsored by Orange County Library System.
WKMG has been hitting the road, and we've been going from town to town to town. We've been talking to you, exploring your city, and getting results. We're getting to know you in a whole new way.
Finally get to see the people that I see on TV in person.
There's not many news stations that would do that.
Watch us cover stories from Oviedo all week, starting March 31st through April 4th on WKMG.
Wow, that's exciting.
The race for the House seat that was left empty by Mike Walz is now in the national spotlight, and not just because Walz, who is now the president's national security advisor, is at the center of the national security texting controversy.
Yeah, he was the representative in District 6 here in Florida, and whoever wins could have a big national impact. It's a large, heavily Republican stronghold that covers parts of Volusia, Flagler, St. Johns, Marion, Putnam, and Lake counties. News 6's Laverne McGee has been covering this race for us and joins us now with the latest. We are down to the wire, Laverne.
Yeah, we sure are, Lisa. I just got back from Volusia County, where I ran into several people dropping off their ballots at the Supervisor of Elections office. This is a small race, but it has big consequences. And right now, Randy Fine is in Lake County having a telephone rally with Representative Byron Donalds, who's running for governor. And Josh Wheel has a campaign event tonight at 6:30 in Ocala.
It will certainly be interesting to see the turnout in this race, because as we've been reporting, as you've been reporting, millions of dollars have been spent. And typically in these type of special elections, not a lot of people turn out. So just a few people really could make a big difference on the national level.
$10 million raised by Democrats. Wow. Unprecedented.
Wow. All right, Laverne, thank you. It'll be interesting. I know we'll be following it closely tomorrow. We do want to check in with meteorologist Julie Broughton. Of course, the polls will be open tomorrow. Any weather concerns for tomorrow, Julie?
I think we should be dry for most of the day. We are keeping some isolated showers around tomorrow, and we are now tracking some isolated storms along our west coast sea breeze, and we're still expecting some storms to fire along the east coast sea breeze. So we'll keep these going for the next couple of hours. Again, these showers are moving inland. You can see as we go in a little bit closer into areas like Leesburg. That's where we're talking about some pockets of heavy rain, quite a bit of lightning right on top of Webster, heading over towards Center Hill as well. Mabel, and then up toward Hawthorne, back over toward Lane Park and heading toward Tavares. You're seeing some pockets of heavy rain as well. We could be dealing with some ponding of water on roadways in this area. Now, as we look off to our north, we're watching a cold front, and that is sparking some severe thunderstorms. You can see a severe thunderstorm warning in place right now. Where that box is in place, that is up until 4:45. This front will remain to our north. However, for our northern counties, it may seem just enough energy to the south that could spark a few showers and thunderstorms for you as well. Right now, as we take a live look outside in our Launch Credit Union camera in Brevard County, you are dry right now, but again, that sea breeze is setting up. 87 degrees right now with your winds coming in at 13 miles per hour. Normal high this time of year is right around 81. We are all above that. 86 right now in the Villages. Claremont, you're at 86. 89 in DeLand, and it is also 89 right now in Cocoa Beach. Your hour-by-hour forecast, we are keeping that 20 to 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms around through the evening hours. This is Jackson, by the way. He's enjoying a ride in a stroller. 85 degrees at 6 o'clock, and then we cool to 80 degrees by 8 o'clock. Head to clickorlando.com/pins to share your pet photos. Here's the clouds and rain forecast. Again, our west coast sea breeze has already set up. That continues riding to the east, sparking additional showers and thunderstorms by 6 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, most of those will be to the east of I-4, and where our sea breeze boundaries collide to the east of I-4, that's where we could be talking about winds gusting to around 50 miles per hour, some small hail, a lot of lightning and heavy rain, and then we clear things out as we head through the overnight hours. Now, here's your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen.
69 for your overnight low tonight, and then back to 89 tomorrow with a 20% chance of showers. We are near 90 every single day in the extended forecast, with a front headed our way Monday into Tuesday. Still, though, on Monday, we top out at 87. Stay with us. News 6 at 4 is coming right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Drafty windows can cause higher energy bills. Watch Getting Results at Home, sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, for more DIY tips.
Hey, welcome back to our Hits the Road. I'm Matt Austin. We are live in beautiful Oviedo. Great place out here. So many people have different reasons that they love this town. And Trooper Steve actually went on patrol with the Oviedo police chief to get his take on why he loves it out here so much.
When it comes to the uniqueness of your town, what would you say drives people to Oviedo? That you've seen from your experience being out as the chief. Heck, you've grown up in this agency. You've promoted through it through your time. What would you say that you think drives people to Oviedo?
I think a couple things. One, that you have kids, the schools. The schools are top
School district's great out
and
here.
it doesn't matter which school you go to in or near Oviedo. It's a lot of people. Oviedo High School is a great school. Haggerty High School is a great school, and that's pretty much in Seminole County. But I'm going to speak for Oviedo.
Of course, Seminole County's got a great district, but we're tooting Oviedo's horn today.
We do. And if you're into sports, we have a ton of sports programs. Both schools have renowned programs from that end of it.
The chief makes some very good points. Everybody you talk to talks about the great schools Oviedo has. And yeah, if you have a kid in sports like I do, you're never looking forward to when you have to play these Oviedo teams. They're always very good. So we have a lot more interviews coming up. We're going to talk to Parks and Rec about the beautiful parks here in Oviedo. Also, Eric Von Anken's going to join me. He's going to talk to the police chief as well about a new taser system they have that's really getting results in the community. So much more coming up here live from Oviedo. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. We are following several big stories right now.
We're going to start off with breaking news. A serious crash in New Smyrna Beach. The South Causeway is shut down near Riverside Drive due to a 5-car crash. New Smyrna Beach police tell us they were after a reckless driver when the driver took off toward the bridge where the crash happened. 2 people, including that driver, were taken to the hospital with serious injuries.
A local laundromat explosions has now led to a lawsuit. A man is suing the business in Ocala after attorneys say he was left with severe burns due to a gas line explosion last summer. The lawsuit says the laundromat was not properly inspected and did not do everything in their power to prevent the explosion from happening. 3 other people were hurt.
And in just hours, the Fram 2 mission is set to launch the 4-person crew about 270 miles up, orbiting around the Earth's north and south poles. The launch is set for 9:46 tonight at the Kennedy Space Center. Matt.
Yeah, I'm Matt Austin live in Oviedo as we hit the road to one of our amazing communities in Central Florida. Last half hour, I talked about where have the Oviedo chickens gone. Coming up, we're going to talk about the growth of this place and how they're preserving the green space, the different parks and recreation outlets they have for you out here in Oviedo. We are hitting the road in Oviedo in just a couple of minutes. Ladies,
that's a topic that we hear every time we hit the road, Matt, preserving those green spaces and the parks. All right, we'll be checking with you soon.
All right, taking a live look at our camera in Daytona Beach after a really stormy evening yesterday. It's a warm Monday to wrap up our last day of March.
Meteorologist Julie Broughton is standing by. Julie, we did definitely have some severe weather yesterday, but we also got some much needed rain. Anything like that in our forecast?
No. I mean, yesterday that was caused by different reasons than we're seeing the showers today. We had talked about that system that was headed our way that will bring those showers starting early in the day on Sunday. Today, we're talking about some sea breeze activity. Here's what it looks like for us right now as we take a live look outside in Brevard County. This is our Launch Credit Union camera. You can see those clouds begin to take on a little bit more vertical development. So we do have some showers on the way. 87 degrees right now in Brevard County. Here's a look at the radar. Our west coast sea breeze is already coming in, and that is sparking those showers in areas like Sumter and Lake counties. All of this is continuing to push off toward the east, moving toward Tavares and areas like Eustis. You'll see some of this as well. And we're also seeing some of those isolated showers developing along our east coast sea breeze up in Volusia County, now pushing off the coast of Ormond Beach in Daytona Beach. But especially as we go through the next couple of hours and our sea breezes collide, we'll see even more activity, all being enhanced by a front to our north. We will break all of this down for you and talk about when we'll see 90 degrees coming up.
All right, Julie, thank you. Governor DeSantis made a stop in Orlando today to talk about property tax relief.
He wants to work with the state legislature to authorize an effort to work with local governments on addressing the issue. News 6's Mark Lehman was there with details on the proposal.
And property tax, that's our topic for today's poll. Take out your phone, scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to clickorlando.com/react where you can weigh in on this issue. We want to know, would you like to see property tax abolished in Florida? You can pick yes or no, or depends on specifics. Right now, everyone says no.
Wow. Surprising. President Trump has declared April 2nd Liberation Day. That's the day he says he is going to put in new tariffs on countries around the world that tax American-made products. The president is set to announce the reciprocal tariffs during a Rose Garden event on Wednesday, and that's just one part of new trade policies taking effect this week. On Thursday, the U.S. begins a 25% tax on all imported vehicles and auto parts. The Trump administration officials say the tariffs will bring in more than $6 trillion over the next decade. Well, in the age of streaming, scammers are getting smarter and using Netflix users as a prime target. They're using phishing schemes, texts, and fake websites.
Yeah, it's this week's Schemes and Ripoffs Alert with News 6 investigator Lewis Bolden. In Flagler County, leaders are proposing a large-scale sports complex to meet the growing needs of the county and the city of Palm Coast. The new state-of-the-art complex would include indoor and outdoor facilities for a variety of sports, retail, dining options, and opportunities to attract new competitions. Since the plan is still in its early stages, leaders are asking residents to share their ideas by attending a community workshop. It will be held next Monday, April 7th at 1 p.m. at the Flagler County Government Services Building in Bunnell. And Palm Coast is not the only spot in Central Florida proposing a new sports complex. Other places include Ocoee, Orange City, and Daytona Beach. News 6 has covered these stories. You can read about those other ideas by going to clickorlando.com and search for sports complex. And speaking of outdoor activities and sports, Oviedo has several of them.
So many. News 6 anchor Matt Austin is live in Oviedo and joins us again to share what viewers have said about the parks. Matt.
Yeah, they say it's one of the perks to living out here. I've got Jack Whitaker. He's the Assistant Parks and Rec Director. Thanks for joining me, Jack.
Of course.
Okay, so you need a little help deciding what especially the seniors want in that area in Riverside Park. Jack Whitaker, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys did a really nice job. It is a beautiful park out here in Oviedo. Even if you're not from, I'll bring my family up from Avalon Park and we'll hang out here sometimes. It's just a good time. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to have a lot more for you out here in Oviedo. Hits the road on top of your normal local news that's happening in Central Florida. A local weekly tradition. We're going to tell you about this, where neighbors can say hello to others, buy fresh fruits, vegetables, baked goods, and all sorts of stuff going on. Of course, I'm talking about the Oviedo Farmers Market. That's coming up in just a bit.
This portion of the news is sponsored by your Central Florida Honda dealers.
Traffic doesn't happen in here. It happens out here and here. I'm traffic safety expert Trooper Steve. And yes, I am a real state trooper. I grew up here. I'm the only traffic expert who's actually investigated crashes, who's patrolled these roads. I know how that traffic is going to affect your morning commute. So if you want real advice from my real experience on your Central Florida roads, you got to start here and you got to watch before you go.
Hey, welcome back to our Hits the Road edition of News 6. My name is Matt Austin. I'm out here live at Center Lake Park in Oviedo. And when we do these Hits the Roads, one guy comes out and just invades these towns. And he recently went to something that's becoming a bit of a tradition out here in Oviedo.
I'm News 6 producer and photographer Paul Giorgio, and today, as part of our Hits the Road coverage, we're at the Oviedo Farmers Market. We came to see what Oviedo thought of themselves.
So the farmers market is the first and third Saturdays of every month. It's been a tradition for lots of families, to come here and, get their produce, get their different artisan crafts. A lot of the vendors care so much about Oviedo.
So you've been okay?
They get to know the regulars.
I've been great, thank you.
This is actually my first time ever going to a farmer's market.
I love the market. Everybody's friendly, get along well, and it's a great opportunity here, and we meet lots of great people. My name is Mary, and Queen Mary, that is. The name of my business is Queens of Microgreens.
We have the Queen of Microgreens here. She's taking real good care of us.
This is sunflowers. Would you like a sample?
Yes.
Okay. They make great sandwiches too if you like a sandwich. Better than lettuce.
Oviedo is very safe. Everybody is very, very nice. I guess like that southern hospitality as well.
The wind's been blowing down my signs. I'm a cottage baker. Today I have all homemade, delicious cookies, oatmeal raisin, chocolate chip. I would say the first word that comes to mind is quaint.
My name is Christine Hudson, and I make custom epoxy tumblers. I love it. It's got the small town feel, but we're close to a bunch of stuff.
Exactly.
It's a good place to be.
I got some kombucha. Tasted pretty good, so I bought it. Here's my baby.
Today I have a lot of edible plants, perennials, trees, fruit. Well, I like it because of the small town atmosphere. Everybody's really friendly here. This is a great market. A lot of the people have been coming here for years.
There's so many craftsmen with very unique items.
We're here selling crafts made from recycled wine bottles. Great place to raise a family.
You really, really, really have a family feel here.
Oh, it's all Mom. Mom does all the...
Yeah. Everyone's from here. They grew up here. You know everyone knows you, and it's just a beautiful small town feel.
I think that the market definitely reflects the town's essence. I mean, it's small, it's quaint, but you also have a lot to find, you have a lot to discover. And I have a lot of pride in Oviedo, so it's nice to see it getting recognition from other people.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Yes, ma'am.
So it just goes to show it is growing so much around here in Oviedo, but you can still get that small town vibe and all sorts of cool stuff like that farmer's market there. Also, as we bring the ladies back in, how great is it to see Paul Giorgio, the guy who's been making us look good on camera for years, finally gets on camera himself, and he looks fantastic, ladies.
Yes.
We love it.
He is the most talented human being, so I'm so excited that people finally got to see his face.
Multi-Emmy award-winning Paul Giorgio.
There we go.
Yes, Matt, thank you. So beautiful out there, and I'd love to check out that farmer's market sometime.
That's where you really get to know a community, is at the farmer's market.
That's right.
The real heart and soul. I love a good farmer's market.
Yeah. All right, we're going to check back in with Matt coming up at 5. Right now, though, we do want to bring in Julie Broughton, who's got our weather headlines for us.
Yeah, we are tracking some isolated showers this evening, and those will continue to develop as we head through the next couple of hours. Then through the overnight hours, we wrap all of that up, and then we keep the heat around as we head through the rest of the week. In fact, we're going to see some 90-degree readings in the next 7 days before our next front moves in 1 week from today. That brings with it the chance of rain and then potentially some much cooler temperatures behind that by next Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's what we're watching on the radar for you right now. You can see a lot of lightning clustered within those clusters of showers. All of that is along the west coast sea breeze. That is moving off toward the east. And as we go a little bit closer for you, you can see some really heavy rain from Webster stretching up toward Leesburg, right along the turnpike. We are talking about heavy rain, potentially even some small hail in where you see those areas of magenta. This is moving towards Silver Lake, Tavares, Mount Dora getting in on some of this as well. And we're also continuing to see our east coast sea breeze setting up. The showers haven't really started along that, but you can see the sea breeze right there, right along I-95, and then a little bit farther to the north up into Volusia County. We have seen a few isolated showers that are moving offshore. Well to our north, we are talking about out some very strong thunderstorms all right along a front. That front is not actually going to be able to make it into central Florida. However, across our northern counties, it's just close enough it may help to enhance some of our showers and thunderstorms this evening. Here's what it looks like for you right now as we take a live look from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Together camera over downtown Orlando. That mix of sun and clouds in place, and we are sitting at 88 degrees right now. Winds are coming in out of the southwest, and that's kicking our temperatures up even along the coast into the 80s and even 90s. Look at that. We are sitting at 91 in Titusville, 87 in the Villages, and it is 89 degrees in Winter Haven. Your hour-by-hour forecast, you can plan the rest of your evening. This is Sammy, looking so beautiful. We'll keep those isolated thunderstorms around until just after sunset. We'll cool down to 80 degrees by 8 o'clock. Head to clickorlando.com/pins to share your pet photos. This is our water vapor imagery. It shows us what's happening in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere when we're talking about moisture levels. Now, yesterday we had a whole lot of moisture in place over central Florida. Today it's a little bit drier aloft, and you'll notice those explosions of green and white right along that front. That moisture is helping to fuel those showers and thunderstorms. Taking you through the next couple of hours, our west coast sea breeze continues riding inland. That will interact with the east coast sea breeze. So from about Sanford down into East Orange County and down to Brevard County, that's where we could see some stronger storms. All of this mostly pushes offshore by between 9 and 10 o'clock, and then we will clear our skies as we head through the overnight hours. Now, here's your pinpoint accurate forecast. We stay mild tonight, 69 in Orlando, 65 for your low in Daytona Beach. Here's how it looks for the next 7 days. Not a whole lot of variation in those afternoon highs. We hover right around 90 degrees. A few showers tomorrow, and then a better chance of rain heads our way on Monday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Women across the country are flocking to a club that allows them to party like they did in their younger days without staying up until the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, imagine going to a dance party at a more reasonable hour like 6 p.m. Well, that's exactly what's happening. These venues called early bird clubs are open to all who want to go out, let loose, and make it into bed by 11 p.m. That sounds perfect. The idea started in Chicago, with other cities continuing the trend. Some South Florida clubs have already gotten in on the fun, and it may spread to our area. Sounds like a great setup to me.
News 6 at 5 is up next.
Two names became associated with the International Space Station over the last 9 months: Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams. Now back on Earth after being stuck in space for 9 months, we're hearing from both of them today.
All of these officers are learning how to use brand new tasers. This department just got a whole bunch of them, and it is a world of difference between old and new. What's the point of this? Not just for officer safety, but also for the safety of the people who may end up getting hit by these tasers. I'm Eric Von Anken. This story coming up. We're hitting the road in Oviedo.